What's up, everybody? This is Armand at DB. Today's video, I'm going to talk about why bodybuilders now or lately might not have been as oppressive as like 10 years ago and more. What are some of the reasons and why is it happening? Sorry on my selfie stick. I have to be so close to my ugly face, right? My son hit it somewhere. So basically, now you see a lot of pro bodybuilders and they look like maybe like the top 5 at like nationals 10 years ago. So when I was competing, I look at the pros now, except with a few exceptions, like Phil Heath, Rami, people like that. The rest of them look like people that were doing the nationals when, like, I was doing 2011 or 12 nationals, something like that. I can't remember which year the last time I did it. Well, 2014. So that was the last time I did it. That's what it looks like. So the competition has gone way down. Everybody asks why. Well, I know why, because I was doing it. I started bodybuilding when I was 18, and I retired I'm almost 40 now, or a year away or so from it, but I retired at 34, like really retired around 32, but I came back and did a few shows one year for fun, and then I did a show 2017, actually a 3-week prep just for, I was doing a diet and had a photo shoot, and I just did it to show people how fast you can get in shape. So basically, some of the reasons are there's not big contracts anymore. So the incentive to turn pro, you would turn pro. As soon as you would turn pro, you would have multiple nutrition companies, and everybody knows the magazines that were out there. Muscle Mag, who I was with, Muscular Development, Muscle Fitness, AMI, Flex, that would offer contracts depending on your look, what kind of look they like. Muscle Mag, they had a type of look. If you kind of read Muscle Mag, the guys in there had a certain look, like a certain physical look too. They kind of had, and they liked, and they had kind of used us a lot over and over in the magazines. So a lot of people didn't know how the magazines would work. They would do a shoot, and you wouldn't know when your pictures usually would come out. Well, I didn't. I would just see it in a magazine or said, hey. I was friends with the editor-in-chief, so he'd be like, hey, a big spread came out, or cover came out, or this came out. So you would have an incentive to do the shows. Okay, I'm going to do this show, even the amateur shows, amateur, like nationals, USAs. I'm going to do this many shoots after the show. And at that time, I was having to pick what shoots I wanted to do. And I'm just comparing this to my bodybuilding because I know the people I coach now, I used to push people a little harder back then because there was more reward. So now people are you seem like you're not as hard on your people and stuff like that. I was like, well, it's a lot more broad now competing, and people aren't as serious about it, obviously, because there's a lot of people competing that are doing it for the wrong reasons, that aren't really true competitors. So that's what you have now. A lot of the true hardcore competitors, they're either the top pros right now, or they're either, they're just not really out there. I mean, I'll have a few people that are real serious and they listen to everything you say. But I also, on the other hand, I understand why it's harder to find those people that will really do whatever you tell them to do, trust you, and work really hardcore. So you would have magazines that offer you contracts, supplement companies, they'd be offering you contracts. As soon as you were getting off stage, you were getting cards, you were getting people's emails. Hey, come, you want to do a shoot for us, sign this 3-day contract, so they had you for the next few days to shoot, stuff like that. Now there's not that. Everything now is self-promotion, social media. There's no people coming up to you wanting to, hey, here's money. I mean, I was looking back on my Facebook the other day, and this person I thought I knew, she posted something, and I was like, I think I know her. I spoke to her before. and I clicked on messages like to see if we talked in the past on Facebook, and she was offering me this like infomercial deal. It was like a $5,000 deal. They needed a guy. She sent them my pictures because she knew me. She asked what kind of shape I was in. I told her. She was like, and then I guess she talked to them, and then she said, they want to use you. Are you busy? I was like, no, I'm going out of town this weekend. I want to get out to take a trip or vacation. God, if I got offered that now, I'd be right on it. That's how much opportunities were going on then, and I was turning down stuff, and so were the other guys. Like, because we had so much opportunities, we had to pick and choose what we wanted to do. So that's not there anymore. I think really in 2014, even the other magazines that would shoot just are not the magazines, the private websites. They're not paying at all. So, and if they do, it's very little. And I mean, let's be honest about competitions. I mean, guys are spending, anywhere from, I would say, a couple thousand to extreme 20,000 a show, like for a contest prep. People have no idea what it takes to look like these people. Even down to bikini, people are like, oh, I want to look like so-and-so. Like, well, you don't know how so-and-so lives, how hard she works, what she takes, all of that. You have no clue, what she does. Like, she works her butt off. And, she works really, really hard. So people just have no idea what it takes to get to that level. And once they find out, they're like, man, screw this. It's too hard. Like, what's the point? And they're like, what is the reward? And honestly, I'm honest with them. Like, there's no reward. There's really no reward to competing anymore. There's not at all, unless you're just are really passionate about it, and it's a very expensive hobby. I considered it a very expensive hobby then, and I was making a living at it. Like, if I wanted to do, I still worked the whole time, but if I wanted to do just bodybuilding, I could have made a living just doing bodybuilding, and I did. But I also worked full-time also because I like to work and not just be lazy and just sit around like a lot of bodybuilders did. So the money's just not there, okay? So no money, they're not going to get the supplements they need, the gear they need. Nobody takes nutritional supplements anymore, like vitamins, minerals. It's crazy. People are like, yeah, this is what I'm eating, and this is my cycle. There's no importance of vitamins and natural supplements, which is crazy and which is important. And I get it. If you're going to have to choose to do a competition, you're going to choose, if you're on a budget, what works best for your budget and doing that show. So I understand. So that's when I'm not telling people, hey, you have to do this, this, and this. I used to be a lot harder on my clients because I was trying to get them get the girls pro so they could get a contract, make money. Then we would do maybe a deal where I get a certain percentage for their shows and stuff like that. As, coaching them. That's why I used to coach. Not for the money. I wasn't doing it for the money, trust me, because it's way too much nonsense for the money. I could go do something else, but it was my passion. I had a lot of clients, a lot of people bodybuilding. All my clients did really well because I put my all into them. I still put all my all into my clients now, but you just have to pick and choose which clients you're going to push harder, because some it scares because they're like, whoa, I don't want to do that or do this. And it could just be, hey, do 2 hours of cardio a day. And they flip out. It's just like, I'm almost 40 and I'm like, I'm old school now. I'm old. I guess I'm talking like people in their 20s and they're like, man, that's crazy. That's too hard. That doesn't feel good. I'm just like, gosh, you're so wimpy. But there's exceptions. Like I said, there's people out there that work hard, that are hard workers and do really good. Maybe it's because kids also, I'm not bodybuilding anymore, maybe, right? Because I get up instead of eating my breakfast, feed them, and I'll eat like lunch or dinner, right? But that's what it is. So how can you tell somebody, hey, you need to spend this many $1,000s on a show when their passion is bodybuilding and there's no rewards for that? There's no rewards for it. So, hey, before there was like, hey, spend this many thousand on the show. When or if we get your pro card, we get contracts, you have a potential to make a living doing this. And I feel sad for a lot of bodybuilders today. They didn't get to experience that like superstar type treatment that even myself got back, just 2010 and before, pretty much. Getting picked up in limos, getting put up in the best hotel, getting fly first class everywhere. I mean, you really felt like a superstar, and people would notice you from magazines. Okay, so now you got social media. How many influencers are there? Everybody, right? Right. Everybody's an influencer now, right? I mean, I consider myself an influencer because I influence people. People follow me. People listen to me. Do I have a huge one? No. Do I want one? No. Do I feel envious of those guys? Not at all. To keep up that type of social media and following. And I know a few of them, and they're miserable having to keep that like status of like, okay, this many people are following me. I need to get here and here and here. Oh no, these people not following me anymore. They drive themselves literally crazy. And it's like a popularity contest. It's like, okay, we're going back to high school. Who misses high school? Maybe the non-responsibilities you had, but besides that, I mean, it's like a popularity contest. Oh man, they don't like me. They're not liking my pictures. It's stressful. Like that's why they've proven social media causes a lot of depression. It doesn't matter who likes you. As long as you feel like you're putting out good content, and at least if you reach one person, whatever it is you're doing, whether if you're a coach, whether you're a minister, whatever you're doing, if you reach at least one person and help one person, a counselor, you have done something with your purpose and career or job or whatever you want to call it. So that's why the guys aren't willing to do the extra edge because, okay, competition, your training, your nutrition, your natural supplements, and your gear. And then you've got the little stuff, the add-on stuff that helps improve your physique, the massages, the stem cell treatment for injuries. You got all this extra income stuff that used to we could afford. I mean, I was getting like at one point 2 massages a week when I was competing. Yet people now, they want the fast track. So they don't look like the longevity in it. So they want to, okay, I want to do a show, I want to turn pro, and I want to do this, which a lot of times is possible because the competition isn't as steep. Like I really miss watching that passion people would have with awesome posing routines. Nobody does that anymore. And I can understand that where, just like music, it's been dumbed down a lot. It's not the same talent because there's not the same rewards. And so you're telling somebody they need to work really this hard, and in the end they're like, well, I spent all my money, I didn't literally kill, but wore out my body, mind, which can wreck relationships, friendships, all that for what? A plastic trophy? So I understand it. But that's why I think the decline, I know the decline of a lot of the top caliber bodybuilding now, just because they don't have the money, And what you see on social media, you gotta remember, is not real. I mean, I'll put real stuff out here and there just because I want to let people like, hey, listen, it's okay. Life is not all like roses. Life is hard. Life's not going to be easy. You're going to have up and down. You might have millions in the bank. You might have nothing in the bank. You might, be living amazing, eating, shrimp and steak every day. You might be eating nothing every day. Life is hard. So, and I've been up and down in my life, so I understand, like, when you're on the top, be appreciative and thankful for that. But remember, like, it can go in a second. Something can happen in a second. You can lose everything. So that's why bodybuilding today when you tell some of those people what goes into it, they're like, no, there has to be more. There's something you can take. No, that's what it does. It's like, when I started, I was like, okay, I got a 10-year plan to look like that. The guys I was looking at the magazine then, I have a 10-year plan. 10 years I planned that was going to take me to look like that. Now these people want to compete and they're like, I want to look like that next year and do this. Which now you can. You got other classes. You got classic physique, which they have good looking physiques. Don't get me wrong, but it's not exciting. It's not exciting. I mean, if you think it's exciting, it's not. Open bodybuilding is exciting. Seeing freaky muscle, seeing competition is exciting. Classic physique is not exciting. Men's physique is not exciting. Bikini is not exciting. Do I get excited for my clients when they're competing in it? Absolutely. I want to see them win. I want to see them do well. I want to see them feel happy about themselves. But is it open bodybuilding? No, it's not. Am I saying this just because I did open bodybuilding? Maybe. No. It's. I know the difference. I mean, I prep people. I know what goes into it and how hard people work. And people I knew in the past were sacrificing child support payments, car payments, house payments to pay for their bodybuilding and supplements in hopes of to get that pro card and get that, that win and that contract. Now, I can't remember the exact amount of pro cards they were giving out, but it was like, maybe like $6 a year. So you knew the pros, like the people who turned pro and the people that didn't turn pro, like, man, they got screwed over this show, and this show, and this show. And they'd make you put in your dues. So that's why there were so many guys that were amazing that never even got their actual IFBB pro card, which International Federation of Bodybuilding. That's why when bikini, men's physique get it, it's not bodybuilding to me. It's just like, maybe I'm like an old head, right? But there it is. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it. You all can send emails, questions on videos to make. I'm sorry haven't to make videos much lately. I don't even know where my selfie stick is. My son, he's right here. He's raising hell, tearing up the house. He hid it somewhere. He's 2. I need to start making more videos because I do get a good response and it helps a lot of people out. I don't even monetize videos when I make them, so I don't make $1 on it. So I just do it to help people and to let people know I'm here if they need to reach out for coaching, for help, or just for advice on anything sometimes. Just about, the hard times of life I've had people reach out to me for. So main reason, bodybuilders, why they're not as good, because the money is not there. It's just not there. The money is not there. The superstar status is not there. The special treatment. I mean, it got to a point, I'm not just trying to put on the shit because, trust me, I'm humbled. I've been humbled. I don't even want to be popular anymore. You would have people come up to you, taking pictures, doing this. I don't know how those movie stars do that. That's miserable. It got to a point where, you go to Arnold or Olympia, work in the booth, all day, you'd feel good because you inspired people, but people would come up to you, some people and be like, oh my gosh, be in tears, you've inspired me to do this and this and this, you're a god and this and this, and you'd be like, I'm just a person. I'm glad I, inspired you to do that, but I don't like being called a god. I didn't then. I don't like being called like this, amazing, whatever. I'm just a man like everybody else. I'm no better than anybody else. My job was to have muscles, to be in magazines, to be on stage and flex. Did that go to my head at first? Yeah, of course. I was 18. But then it left quickly, and then I realized, no, this is my job. And all the other people that didn't do it for a living, gives bodybuilding fitness a bad name. Because all the bodybuilders I knew, like the top pros growing up, were the nicest, not all of them, you'd have your bad apples. The nicest, most humble people you would meet, you know. And they had real superstar status that people look up to now, these Instagram stars and all this stuff. There's not that superstar status there. They're not living how you think they're living. It's all a facade. It's not real. Just like Instagram. At that time, bodybuilding, it was real. You would meet these guys, and there wasn't social media where they were flashing all their cars, clothes, whatever. They were doing well. They weren't, of course, NBA salary and stuff like that, but they were making money. We were getting treated well. We were getting paid money to be able to afford to compete at these shows. Our sponsors was paying us to compete. Hey, you need to compete twice a year. We're paying you to compete. We're paying for your food, your training, gym membership, your travel, your gear, your everything. They paid for all that. They don't now. The very few do. That's why you see like the couple genetic freaks that are high up there, and the few guys are set up like financially, and then you got all the rest that are struggling financially to bodybuild or to do shows, and why they're not competing at all. You know, you see them at a show here and there because there's no money in it to be doing like all these shows, like several shows a year. Anyways, questions, comments below. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't consider myself one. I'm not trying to do it. So if I can help any of y'all, I answer my Instagram. I try to stay top of my social media, answering my emails, my website. Check out my website, armandodb.com. I sell my nutritional products on there, which I think they're the best. And my coaching services are on there. Anyways, everybody have a great day. And I'm in Dallas, Texas. It's really hot. No, it's not too hot here today, but I'm not a fan of the summer. I haven't even been to a pool yet. So, but take care. Have a blessed day.